Golden leaves flutter down, painting the quiet Willow Creek neighborhood with the vibrant hues of autumn. On Elmwood Lane, a small blue house basks in the soft morning light, a picture of serene domesticity. A gentle breeze rustles through the trees, scattering leaves across the neatly kept lawn. The peaceful scene exudes a sense of timeless tranquility, undisturbed by the outside world. Autumn sunlight gently kisses John Parker's face as he slumbers peacefully in his bed. The room is steeped in the soft, muted tones of early morning. At 57, John's face is relaxed in sleep, revealing a life well lived. The dim light casts long shadows, hinting at the day's quiet awakening. In the dim light of his bedroom, John Parker sleeps soundly, unaware of the impending turmoil within. A sudden, violent convulsion rips through his body, shattering the peace of his slumber. His breathing becomes shallow and ragged, each inhale a desperate, labored gasp. A silent struggle unfolds as his body fights against an unseen force. The room is filled with the sounds of his desperate struggle for breath. In John Parker's bedroom, Max, a Border Collie mix, stirs awake, his senses alert. An uneasy feeling washes over Max. Something is definitely amiss. With gentle nudges, Max attempts to rouse John Parker from his slumber. His loyal eyes reflect concern as he tries to alert his owner. Max's subtle movements hint at an unspoken urgency, driving him to act. A silent plea escapes Max as he persists, hoping John will awaken. Inside John Parker's bedroom, an unsettling silence hangs heavy in the air. Max's anxiety grows with each unanswered call, his unease palpable. A soft bark pierces the quiet as Max tries to rouse John. Gently, urgently, Max paws at John's face, a desperate plea in his eyes. Sunlight floods John Parker's backyard as Max bursts through the doggy door, a flurry of fur and excited energy. He pauses, a small but determined figure against the backdrop of green grass and blooming flowers. Max's sharp barks pierce the tranquility, aimed squarely at the fence facing the bustling street. His tail wags furiously as he stands guard, a tiny sentinel protecting his territory with unwavering loyalty. The sounds of the neighborhood fade as Max focuses on an unseen threat, his barks echoing in the peaceful yard. Across the street, Mrs. Henderson pauses, shears in hand, amidst her blooming rose bushes. Her brow furrows, eyes squinting as she tries to place the unusual sound. The barking grows more insistent, pulling her further into puzzled curiosity. A deep sense of unease settles over her as she tries to discern the origin. At Mrs. Henderson's house, the ordinary facade hides a silent drama unfolding in Max's heart. Mrs. Henderson's voice cuts through the air, a maternal call unanswered, unheard amidst Max's turmoil. Max's face is a mask of inner conflict, his steps faltering as he ignores the beckoning call. A battle rages within, loyalty to John Parker versus a desperate plea for help. Torn, Max embodies the agonizing choice between friendship and salvation. Hours drift by, heavy with worry as Max remains fixated on John Parker's room. He refuses food, rejects rest, driven by a gnawing anxiety. Each moment away feels like an eternity, pulling him back to the bedside. Silent vigils mark the passage of time, the room a sanctuary of fear. His world shrinks to this room, this bed, this fragile hope. Each breath, each stir is a sign, a question, a silent plea. Inside John Parker's dim bedroom, Max is watching his labored breathing. The rise and fall of John's chest grows fainter, each breath a struggle. Fear grips Max as he witnesses John's life slowly slipping away. The room falls silent save for John's weakening gasps, a somber testament to life's fragility. In John Parker's backyard, Max barks relentlessly at the fence, his voice a sharp contrast to the morning's calm. The echoes of Max's barks carry through the quiet neighborhood, a persistent signal in the tranquil suburban setting. Unseen, the neighbors continue their routines, blissfully unaware of the drama unfolding behind the wooden barrier. Max remains vigilant, a furry sentinel guarding against an unseen threat, his barks unanswered. On Elmwood Lane, the sun shines as Ryan Collins walks his mail route, a familiar figure amid suburban tranquility. A wrought iron gate stands between Ryan and the house, its ornate design hinting at the lives within. Suddenly, Max, a golden retriever, erupts in furious barks, shattering the peace. Ryan pauses, a mix of annoyance and resignation on his face as he braces himself for the daily canine encounter. Ryan Collins approaches John Parker's imposing gate, his expression a mix of determination and apprehension. Max's loud barks echo, his paws scratching against the barrier. He is undeterred. Ryan's eyes scan the property beyond the gate. He searches for any sign of movement or presence. The tension rises as Ryan's voice cuts through the air. "Where is John Parker?" Max continues barking, a frenzied energy contrasting Ryan's controlled demeanor. The gate stands silent, the answer to Ryan's question hanging heavy in the air. At John Parker's gate, Ryan Collins' face tightens with realization as he senses imminent danger. The enormity of the situation dawns on him. He pulls out his phone, his fingers moving swiftly. A desperate call to 911 is initiated. His eyes dart around, scanning the surroundings with urgency. Every second counts as he awaits connection, fear etched on his face. A piercing siren shatters the suburban calm as an ambulance speeds down Elmwood Lane. Its flashing lights reflect off the neat lawns and silent houses. The vehicle is a stark intrusion into the ordinary, promising unseen drama. Neighbors peer from behind curtains, their faces etched with concern. The wail of the siren fades as the ambulance disappears, leaving unease. In John Parker's backyard, paramedics Sarah and Miguel arrive, their expressions a mix of urgency and concern. They quickly assess the sturdy wooden gate, its height no match for their determination. With practiced efficiency, Sarah boosts Miguel, his hands finding purchase on the weathered wood. Miguel gains the top, his silhouette briefly framed against the sky before he drops to the other side. Now on the inside, Miguel turns back, extending a hand to help Sarah over the gate. Together, they drop into John Parker's yard, ready to respond, their focus absolute. In John Parker's backyard, Max bursts with energy, his eyes sparkling with a playful urgency. He darts towards Sarah and Miguel, a whirlwind of youthful exuberance. With excited gestures, Max urges them forward, his small hands beckoning them. Turning swiftly, he leads the way back to the house, a guide full of purpose. Sarah and Miguel exchange glances, intrigued by Max's infectious enthusiasm. Max disappears into the house, his silhouette framing the entrance, inviting them into the unknown. Max bursts into John Parker's bedroom, Sarah and Miguel close behind, their faces etched with concern. John Parker lies motionless on the bed, his pale face highlighting the gravity of his condition. The room is dimly lit, casting long shadows that amplify the somber mood. Sarah's eyes dart around the room, searching for any sign of hope amidst the despair. Miguel's hand trembles as he reaches out, a silent prayer escaping his lips. The air is thick with unspoken fears as they gather around the bed, their expressions mirroring dread. Sarah leans over John Parker, her brow furrowed with concern as she delicately assesses his condition in the dimly lit bedroom. Her fingers press gently against his wrist, searching for a pulse, her touch a silent plea for any sign of life. She leans in, her ear close to his mouth, listening intently for the faintest breath, a fragile hope in her eyes. With a small light, Sarah examines his pupils, her focused gaze seeking vital clues hidden within their depths. Miguel stands beside her, his expression grave as he studies John's face, noting every subtle sign of distress. Inside John Parker's dimly lit bedroom, Sarah and Miguel exchange a grave look, confirming the grim diagnosis. The air is heavy with unspoken dread as the weight of the situation settles. Max stands frozen at the foot of the bed, his face pale and eyes wide with fear. The room feels suffocating, the silence amplifying the severity of John Parker's condition. Every shadow seems to deepen, and the air grows colder. The gravity of the moment hangs palpably in the air. In John Parker's bedroom, Sarah's soft gaze meets Max's uncertain eyes, a silent question hanging in the air. Max hesitates, his unease palpable as his eyes dart around the room, searching for answers or escape. "We're here to help," Sarah says, her voice a gentle reassurance in the tense atmosphere. Paramedics gently prepare John Parker for transport, their movements precise and careful as they secure him. Inside John Parker's house, Max urgently follows the stretcher, his worried whines echoing through the hallway. Max's pacing quickens, his shadow stretching anxiously as the procession moves towards the front door. A distressed whine escapes Max as they navigate the threshold, his paws padding softly on the floor. His eyes dart nervously, mirroring a deep concern as he tracks the stretcher's every move. Each step Max takes is filled with a palpable tension, his loyal presence unwavering through the ordeal. The ambulance doors slam, a harsh echo tearing through the quiet suburban street. Lights flash, painting the scene in fleeting bursts of red and blue as the ambulance departs. The siren rises, a mournful cry fading into the distance, leaving only silence. Max stands alone in the driveway, a solitary figure amidst the stillness. His face is a mask of confusion and heartbreak, a silent scream etched in his features. Eyes wide with disbelief, he stares at the empty space, a void where hope once lived. An oppressive silence fills John Parker's house, each tick of the clock amplifying the heavy stillness. Max stands frozen near the doorway, his muscles coiled, a statue of anticipation. His ears strain, desperately trying to cut through the quiet, seeking any telltale sound. Each creak of the house, each whisper of the wind sets his nerves on edge. The weight of unspoken dread hangs heavy in the air, a palpable presence. His eyes dart around, searching for any sign, any clue of John Parker's return. Neighbors gather, their faces etched with concern as they converge outside John Parker's house after the alarming emergency. Across the street, Mrs. Henderson stands vigil, her gaze fixed intently on Max. A deep furrow creases Mrs. Henderson's brow, mirroring her profound worry. The gathering crowd murmurs with hushed voices, their expressions a mix of fear and apprehension. Each neighbor's face tells a story of shared anxiety and unspoken questions in the aftermath of the unfolding crisis. Inside John Parker's silent home, Max is left alone, the quiet amplifying his growing sense of unease. Afternoon's light begins to fade, casting long shadows that stretch and distort across the room as Max's restlessness grows. The ticking of the clock becomes a relentless drumbeat, each second marking his increasing agitation. He begins to pace, his footsteps echoing through the empty house, a physical manifestation of his inner turmoil. Evening descends, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple, while inside, Max's anxiety tightens its grip. Inside John Parker's silent house, Max, the loyal dog, begins his quest, his senses on high alert. Driven by an urgent, primal need, Max explores, his paws patting softly on the carpet. He sniffs intently at the bed, seeking the lingering traces of his master's presence. Then, he moves to the door, his nose twitching, trying to capture John Parker's scent. Max advances down the hallway, a determined glint in his eyes, unwavering in his mission. He inhales deeply, trying to capture every last familiar molecule, a silent promise etched in his actions. Inside John Parker's house, a heavy silence hangs as Max lowers his head, his form radiating distress. He slinks to the floor. Max lies beside the front door, a picture of dejection. His breathing is shallow. The weight of despair is almost palpable. Under the cloak of night, a lone streetlight casts a dim glow on John Parker's silent house. The bare branches of trees claw at the sky as Mrs. Henderson approaches, laden with bags. Each step crunches on the frost-kissed ground, the silence amplifying her solitary arrival. She pauses, her figure a silhouette against the faint light before the looming house. The crisp night air whispers secrets as she readies herself to face what lies behind the door. Max sits at the kitchen table, pale and drawn, a picture of quiet suffering. He eyes the glass of water with suspicion, a silent question in his gaze. After a hesitant sip, worry remains etched deeply on his face. John is at the hospital, Max. He's getting the best care, Mrs. Henderson assures, her voice soft with concern. Sarah and Miguel burst into the ER, their faces etched with panic as they support the ailing John Parker. A flurry of white coats descends upon them, the ER team moving with practiced urgency. Doctors swiftly assess John's condition, their grim expressions reflecting the severity of the stroke. The air crackles with tension as life-saving measures are initiated. Each second stretches into an eternity as the medical team fights to stabilize John. The emergency room pulses with controlled chaos. Doctors in green scrubs navigate the space with urgent precision. Machines hum a constant vital song, the backdrop to a life or death drama unfolding on a gurney. A dedicated team battles against time, their faces a mask of intense focus and deep concern. Monitors flash erratic patterns, painting a stark picture of the patient's precarious state. Each beep echoes the urgency as they race to restore vital blood flow, their movements swift and precise. Tension hangs heavy in the air, a palpable weight reflecting the critical nature of their struggle. The sterile hum of machines fills the silent hospital waiting room, a constant backdrop to the unfolding drama. Doctors labor over John Parker, their faces reflecting intense concentration amidst the urgency. Monitors flicker with vital signs, painting a vivid picture of life hanging in the balance. Small signs of improvement flicker across the screens, offering a fragile glimmer of hope in the tense atmosphere. Doctors huddle in the sterile waiting room, their faces etched with a mixture of relief and lingering concern. Narration. The early actions taken by Max. Narration. The alert from Ryan Collins. Narration. And the rapid response from Sarah and Miguel were crucial. Sunlight paints the sterile hospital room as John Parker lies still, his breathing a gentle rhythm in the quiet morning. A subtle flush of color graces his face, a hopeful sign against the sterile white of the sheets. Doctors gather, their expressions a careful blend of professional detachment and cautious optimism. A doctor gently moves to rouse him, a silent plea for consciousness hanging in the air. John Parker lies pallid in his hospital bed, his strength visibly fading. His face, gaunt and pale, reflects a silent battle. Hearing his name whispered, his eyelids flicker with a fragile hope. His lips barely move as he struggles to speak. With immense effort, he whispers, "Max." In the sterile hospital room, a silent, profound connection blossoms. Nurses witness the unspoken language of love. An emotional bond transcends words. Understanding dawns in their eyes. The man and the dog, a heartrending pair. A tender moment unfolds. On Elmwood Lane, news spreads like wildfire. Ryan Collins recounts the harrowing night. He details Max's unwavering loyalty. Max's barks, a desperate call for help. Neighbors listen, gratitude etched on their faces. Bathed in sunlight, Elmwood Lane buzzes with quiet suburban life as Mrs. Henderson recounts a strange morning. Her brow furrows with a deep concern, casting shadows that deepen the mystery of Max's odd behavior. She pauses, the weight of the morning's events pressing down on her in the bright, ordinary day. The sunlight seems to mock the unease she feels, highlighting the normalcy around her. A subtle tremor in her voice hints at the depth of her worry as she relives the peculiar scenes. Under the sterile fluorescent lights of the hospital cafeteria, Sarah and Miguel sit in silence, their lunches untouched. The air is thick with unspoken fears, a palpable tension hanging between them. Sarah breaks the silence, her voice laced with disbelief. "It's still hard to believe Max was the one who led us inside." Miguel nods slowly, grappling with the same grim reality. Yeah. Max guided us inside the home. Their eyes meet, a shared understanding of betrayal and loss passing between them. John Parker lies still in the stark hospital bed, his chest rising and falling in a steady rhythm. Soft beeps echo from the machines surrounding him, a constant reminder of his fragile state. The room is sterile, with pale walls reflecting the soft glow of medical equipment. Doctors move with quiet precision, their faces etched with concern as they adjust his pillows. A sense of anticipation fills the air as they prepare the room for visitors. The slightest hint of color returns to John's face, a sign of hope amidst the sterile environment. In the hospital courtyard, Mrs. Henderson gently guides Max forward. Max's nose twitches, an involuntary reaction to a familiar scent. He picks up John Parker's scent, a subtle shift in his demeanor. His ears perk, focusing intently on the direction of the scent. A silent recognition passes over Max as he identifies the source. In the hospital courtyard, tension hangs heavy as Max strains at his leash, a determined energy radiating from him. He surges forward, a burst of motion against the sterile backdrop, his focus laser-locked on John Parker. Each step is purposeful, driven by an unseen force. The leash strains, a physical manifestation of Max's unwavering intent. His eyes are fixed, unblinking, conveying a silent urgency. John Parker awaits, unaware of the approaching surge of emotion and anticipation. In the hospital courtyard, John Parker sits in a wheelchair, his gaze lost in the far distance. A sudden burst of energy as Max bounds into view, his tail a blur of happiness. Max's joyous cry shatters the silence, a pure expression of excitement and affection. John's face softens with a smile as Max approaches. A heartwarming reunion unfolds. Sunlight warms the hospital courtyard as Max gently presses his head into John Parker's lap. A tender moment of connection amidst the sterile environment, a silent language of comfort and hope. The lines on John Parker's face soften, a subtle but profound shift in his expression. A genuine, full smile blossoms on John Parker's face, a beacon of joy after the long silence of the stroke. The courtyard seems to brighten, reflecting the warmth of their shared moment of healing and connection. In the hospital courtyard, unspoken sorrow hangs heavy as John Parker's eyes fill with tears. A gentle hand rests on Max's back, a silent offering of support and shared grief. The weight of the moment settles between them. The courtyard seems to hold its breath, a somber tableau of unspoken emotions. In the hospital courtyard, doctors witness a heartfelt reunion, their expressions a mix of professional interest and human empathy. Max approaches John Parker, his every step filled with anticipation. The doctors meticulously document subtle improvements in John Parker's neurological responses. A significant change flickers across John Parker's face, unnoticed by everyone but the watchful medical team. Hope sparks in the sterile environment as the reunion unfolds, a testament to resilience and medical progress. A flurry of activity surrounds a hospital bed. Doctors and nurses exchange relieved glances. Max stands slightly apart, looking both exhausted and gratified. The tension in the room visibly eases. John Parker is out of immediate danger. Sunlight floods the hospital room, illuminating dust motes as doctors gather, their expressions a mix of relief and wonder. The sterile white coats of the doctors stand out against the backdrop of advanced medical equipment. A hushed reverence fills the room as they recount the unbelievable turn of events. Without Max's relentless barking, John Parker would not have survived, Dr. One declares, shaking his head in amazement. Weeks blur in the sterile physical therapy room. John Parker's face contorts in pain with each strained movement. Sweat glistens on John's brow as he fights through the grueling exercises, pushing his battered body to its limit. Each repetition is a testament to his will, a silent battle waged against the lingering shadows of his past. Max sits nearby, a steadfast anchor in John's turbulent journey, his presence a comforting reassurance. The room fills with the quiet determination of a man refusing to be broken, his spirit unyielding. John grits his teeth, another bead of sweat tracing a path down his temple as he battles for every inch of progress. Sunlight floods the therapy room, illuminating dust motes and John Parker, his face etched with determination. John, mid-30s, navigates the parallel bars, each step a hard-won battle. Max, a golden retriever with a supportive harness, watches John intently. The unwavering support in Max's eyes mirrors John's own resilience. The air is thick with unspoken encouragement, a testament to their bond. Each step forward is a shared victory, man and dog united in purpose. After weeks away, a car approaches a familiar house, sunlight glinting off the windshield. John Parker steps out, a mix of weariness and anticipation etched on his face. He pauses, taking in the sight of his home, a silent reunion unfolding. The front door looms, a threshold between absence and return. John reaches for the handle, a deep breath preceding his re-entry into life. John Parker returns to his house, a sense of homecoming washing over him as he steps inside. Max, his loyal dog, greets him with unrestrained joy, a whirlwind of fur and excitement. The dog leaps and bounds, circling John's legs in a display of pure affection. John smiles, his face softening at the sight of his beloved companion. The warm reunion fills the house with a sense of comfort and belonging. Sunlight drenches John Parker's modest home as neighbors gather, their faces etched with a mix of relief and tense anticipation. A palpable sense of community hangs in the air as they await John's return, their collective hope a silent vigil. Each neighbor's gaze is fixed on the road, a shared story of concern and solidarity in their watchful eyes. Whispers ripple through the crowd as a car approaches, the shared breath held in collective suspense. Faces light up with joyous recognition as John's car finally pulls into the driveway, the vigil at an end. Relief washes over the scene, a testament to the strength and support of a community reunited. Outside John Parker's house, a gathering of friends stands united, their faces reflecting shared joy and relief. Mrs. Henderson smiles warmly, her eyes crinkling at the corners as she looks around at the group. Ryan Collins exchanges a knowing glance with Sarah, a silent acknowledgement passing between them. Miguel nods, a peaceful expression on his face as he takes in the scene of camaraderie. A shared understanding dawns among them, the realization that their happy ending was made possible by Max. In the collective gaze of the group, a silent tribute is paid to Max, the unseen hero of their story. Sunlight bathes the tranquil streets of Willow Creek, lined with lush trees and echoing with children's laughter. Neighbors exchange friendly words over picket fences, their voices soft in the gentle breeze. The story of Max is whispered among them, a legend woven with admiration and disbelief. His tale lingers in the air, a mythic echo in the heart of an ordinary neighborhood. In Willow Creek, whispers turn to admiration as neighbors recall the tale of Max, a dog of unwavering loyalty. Word spreads quickly, painting Max as the 7-hour hero in the heart of the community. Children play, reenacting the rescue, Max's bravery becoming a legend. John Parker, once lost, now walks with Max, a bond forged in the crucible of adversity. The neighborhood breathes a collective sigh of relief, celebrating the triumph of hope and canine devotion. Sunlight drenches Willow Creek, long shadows stretch as neighbors gather, a silent gratitude hanging heavy in the air. Max stands alone, his expression a mix of humility and firm resolve, absorbing the community's quiet appreciation. Faces in the crowd reflect loyalty and emotional strength, acknowledging the trials of the past day. The neighborhood breathes a collective sigh of relief, the shared experience etched into every face. Children play once more, their laughter a fragile melody against the backdrop of recent events. Life returns to Willow Creek, forever marked by the courage and unity displayed in the face of adversity. Sunlight streams into John Parker's living room, illuminating dust motes dancing in the air. John Parker sits in his favorite armchair, his face etched with a gentle serenity. Max, a golden retriever, rests his head on John's lap, his fur gleaming in the light. John's hand moves in, slow, comforting strokes across Max's fur. The room is filled with a quiet, unspoken love, a peaceful tableau of companionship. Inside John Parker's warm house, a silent acknowledgement passes between two figures. John Parker's gaze is intense, filled with gratitude as he looks upon Max. The air thickens with unspoken emotions, a profound connection forming. John Parker's voice, raspy with emotion, breaks the silence. "You saved my life, boy," John Parker declares, his eyes shining with unshed tears. "You're my hero," he says, the weight of his words hanging heavy in the room. John Parker and Max walk through Willow Creek Park, leaves crunching underfoot. The trees show off autumn's colors, crimson, gold, and russet hues. A breeze whispers through the colorful canopy, a melancholy song. Sunlight filters through the branches, painting the scene in gold. Each footstep stirs memories in the crisp, cool air. The park is a vibrant painting, nature's own masterpiece. At Willow Creek Park, neighbors start to gather, drawn by an unseen event. John Parker and Max become the focal point of the approaching crowd. The neighbors approach, their expressions a mix of curiosity and concern. Murmurs of admiration ripple through the group as they learn of Max's bravery, praising Max's bravery and loyalty. The neighbors' voices blend in a chorus of gratitude. The fireplace casts a warm glow across the room, the shadows dancing with the flames. John Parker and Max relax in comfortable chairs, the firelight illuminating their faces. A peaceful silence fills the room, broken only by the crackling of the fire. The embers pop and hiss, adding to the cozy atmosphere of the night. The room is bathed in a comforting light, a haven from the darkness outside. Inside John Parker's cozy home, warmth radiates from the scene. John Parker beams, his eyes crinkling with genuine affection as he gazes upon Max. A heartfelt moment of gratitude fills the room. John Parker's voice resonates with sincerity as he speaks to Max. "I don't know what I would do without you, Max," John Parker says. Under the bright sun, a sign marks the entrance to Willow Creek, its fresh paint gleaming. The bold lettering proudly proclaims, "Welcome to Willow Creek, home of the 7-hour hero." The words shine, promising tales of valor and the warmth of local pride. A serene invitation to a town steeped in legendary heroism and small-town charm. Sunlight floods John Parker's living room, illuminating worry lines etched on his kind face as he sits in his armchair. He holds a newspaper, his eyes scanning an article that details Max's heroic actions. The headline screams of Max's bravery, a stark contrast to the quiet concern in John's eyes. John's grip tightens on the paper, the weight of Max's heroism heavy on his heart. Inside John Parker's cozy home, joy radiates as he proudly displays the newspaper article. John beams, his eyes sparkling with pride and accomplishment. Loyal Max mirrors his master's happiness, his tail wagging furiously with unrestrained joy. The room fills with an atmosphere of shared triumph and affection. Bathed in sunlight, Willow Creek hosts a school assembly, celebrating heroism. Banners flutter, a vibrant testament to Max's courage, as a gentle breeze sweeps through the crowd. Children, teachers, and townspeople gather, their faces reflecting a shared pride and deep admiration. The atmosphere buzzes with excitement, a day etched in the memory of Willow Creek. Bathed in sunlight, a group of children clusters around Max in the open field. Proud smiles light up their faces as they eagerly present Max with a homemade medal. The medal, crafted with care, gleams in the sunlight, a symbol of their appreciation. Max accepts the medal, his eyes reflecting a profound sense of gratitude and joy. The children's laughter fills the air, creating a heartwarming tableau of camaraderie, a circle of friendship and respect under the boundless sky. In the dimly lit room, John Parker and Max are together, lost in the glow of the television. The flickering screen casts shadows that dance across their faces as they embrace on the couch. Wrapped in each other's arms, their eyes are glued to the screen, oblivious to the world. The soft light from the TV illuminates their intertwined figures, creating a cozy scene. A quiet night unfolds as John and Max share a moment of closeness, captivated by the stories on screen. In the warmth of his home, John Parker sits on the worn couch, a haven of comfort and memories. Max snuggles close, finding solace in John's familiar presence. John gently strokes Max's fur, his touch tender and full of affection. A soft smile graces John's lips, a silent testament to their unbreakable bond. "You're the best dog in the world, Max," John whispers, his voice filled with love and gratitude. Under a bright, clear sky, a bronze statue of Max stands tall in the heart of Willow Creek's town square. Sunlight bathes the statue, illuminating its heroic pose and reflecting off the polished metal. Every detail of Max's likeness is captured, a testament to his legendary bravery and unwavering loyalty. The statue serves as a constant reminder of the hero who once walked among them. The air is still, the only sound the gentle breeze rustling the leaves of the surrounding willow trees. Beneath the open sky at Willow Creek, John Parker radiates pride as he stands tall, a figure of quiet strength and accomplishment. His loyal dog, Max, stands faithfully at his side, drawn to John's reassuring presence. John gently strokes Max, a silent bond of friendship and mutual respect passing between them. The statue looms behind them, a silent sentinel watching over the serene landscape, its stone surface weathered by time. The scene captures a poignant moment of triumph and companionship, set against the backdrop of nature's enduring beauty. Neighbors gather, their faces glowing with relief and admiration, a testament to unity in Willow Creek. Max's heroic actions are celebrated, his bravery forging an unbreakable bond between human and dog. Laughter echoes through the air, a joyful symphony of gratitude filling the heart of the community. The scene is bathed in the warm light of camaraderie, the tight-knit community reveling in shared joy. Each face tells a story of relief and pride, reflecting the collective spirit of Willow Creek's residents. The air vibrates with positive energy, a celebration of courage and the enduring power of community. Bathed in the fiery hues of sunset, John Parker and Max walk side by side, their figures silhouetted against the vibrant sky. The sky bleeds orange and purple, mirroring the quiet joy etched on their faces as they share this peaceful moment. Hand in paw, their light steps speak of resilience, a bond forged in survival and sealed by unbreakable love. Their radiant smiles tell a silent story of loyalty and enduring companionship against the backdrop of a fading day.